A former TNA wrestling referee believes that the partnership between TNA, then known as Impact Wrestling, and AEW during the pandemic was not fair. We'll let you know all of the details on that. Plus, Hangman Adam Page cuts a promo on Swerve Strickland as well as Bryan Danielson. Is this a tease we're going to see Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve at AEW All In at Wembley Stadium? More details on the Women's United States and Intercontinental Championships set to be introduced into WWE soon. The Wyatt 6 dropped some teasers ahead of tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw. And WWE once again shares a new gate record coming out of Money in the Bank. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about the relationship between WWE and TNA Wrestling, and a precursor to this, that being the working relationship between TNA Wrestling, then known as Impact Wrestling, and All Elite Wrestling back during the pandemic. Now, former TNA Wrestling referee Brian Hebner has blamed AEW for not being fair with their partner during the pandemic years. The wrestling veteran recently appeared on the Rewind, Relive, Recap podcast alongside current TNA head referee Daniel Spencer. While talking about TNA's partnership with different promotions, Spencer compared their collaboration with AEW back in the day with the ongoing crossover with WWE. He said that the WWE partnership makes sense today, saying, quote, "I feel like the relationship with WWE and TNA just makes more sense. I know Brian was there and we both were there when we had the other brand partnership or whatever with the other company. That crossover with the other company and it was okay. But I just feel like this one is the right one. Not to say the other one wasn't. Maybe it was right at that time, but it's not right now. What's right now is what we're doing and I'm excited. I can't wait to see where it takes us." Now, Brian Hebner then shared his opinion on the matter as well. He said that a rub from a company like WWE is always good for a smaller promotion like TNA. Hebner went on to criticize the way AEW handled their partnership, saying, quote, "The old partnership you're talking about, I'll say it with AEW, was really not that good. It was a give and take. It was all give and we take nothing. That's what it really did amount to. I don't know all that aspect. I just know that I was a little bit back in the back scenes because I was traveling and doing all the stuff that we were doing mixed with AEW. I just felt like matches weren't fair. It was just all about their talent getting over, where I feel like WWE is not in it like that. I don't feel like Jordynne Grace is going to win their title while she has TNA's, but I do feel like they're going to give her a fair shake and make her look really, really good. That's all I'm sure TNA is asking." Now, the partnership between TNA and AEW was spearheaded by the then AEW World Champion Kenny Omega. It started when Kenny turned heel and defeated Jon Moxley to win the AEW World Championship from Don Callis at the end of 2020. Now, Callis was an executive vice president of the promotion known as Impact Wrestling at the time. The partnership saw many talents from both rosters crossing over to the other show. During the course of it, Kenny Omega held multiple matches in Impact Wrestling and even held the Impact World Championship for almost 5 months. He dropped the title to Christian Cage at the premiere episode of AEW Rampage. The partnership between the promotions ended after Cage lost in a title match against Josh Alexander at Bound for Glory in 2021. So what are your thoughts on the comments there made by Brian Hebner? Is he right? Was the relationship between AEW and TNA fair? And is there a difference between the working relationship between WWE and TNA as compared to the relationship between AEW and TNA during the pandemic? Let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. Now, Hangman Adam Page, as he kind of revealed what the plan could be for AEW All In at Wembley Stadium. While AEW's Hangman Adam Page has addressed Swerve Strickland and Bryan Danielson in a fiery promo ahead of AEW Dynamite. Adam Page made his return as the wild card in the men's Owen Hart Foundation tournament on last week's Dynamite show, where he defeated Jeff Jarrett in the first round of the tournament. After a victory over Jay White on AEW Collision, Page is now set for the tournament final, where he will face off with Bryan Danielson Strickland on this week's episode of Dynamite. Following his Collision victory, AEW shared an incredible backstage promo from Hangman where he poured his heart out while addressing Danielson and the AEW World Champion, Swerve Strickland. So what are your thoughts on the promo there from Hangman Adam Page? Is this an indication he's going to win the tournament, or do you think Bryan Danielson's going to go the whole way? Let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. Now, Women's United States and Intercontinental Championships. Now, across WWE's three main brands, 16 different championships are currently active. Raw and SmackDown both have 4 each. NXT has 6, and the Women's Tag Team Championships and WWE Speed Championships are floating titles. However, it seems that number is set to increase in the near future as 2 new titles are reportedly in the works. It had been rumored that the WWE Women's divisions are set to receive its own WWE United States and Intercontinental Championships in the near future. Speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer confirmed this to be true. He said, quote, "Somebody texted me and just goes, it's being reported out there that they're going to create women's US and Intercontinental titles," Meltzer said. "I was basically told that is in fact what is being talked about, so there you go. 2 more championships coming, 1 on each brand." Meltzer joked that AEW President Tony Khan should retaliate by introducing more titles to his company, but stated that he doesn't think that this is a great idea. Quote, "We don't need more championships, but that is the thing, is that they just keep adding championships," Meltzer said, who compared the situation to when both WWE and WCW title bouts were on TV by the end of the Invasion angle before the WCW titles were dropped. Quote, "The one difference now between then and now is that they're in a position where nothing they do is going to hurt them as long as it's this hot, but I don't think we need more championships." So what are your thoughts on the introduction of Women's Intercontinental and US Championships? Is this a good move? Is it a bad move by WWE? Let me know your thoughts about that one too. Now, the Wyatt 6, they've been dropping teasers on social media ahead of Raw tonight in Ottawa, Canada. In the past 2 weeks, WWE have had sit-down interviews with Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy, where he explained the reason behind he and the Wyatt 6 attack on the backstage area and Chad Gable. Last night, the official Wyatt 6 Twitter account shared a cryptic message of what seemed to be Eric Rowan's face and the caption that had a series of numbers. Today, the Wyatt 6 shared their latest teaser, this time a distorted photo of another member of the group, Joe Gacy, and the caption XF. The group, consisting of Bo Dallas' Uncle Howdy, Nikki Cross, Dexter Lumis, Eric Rowan and Joe Gacy, have been targeting Chad Gable in recent weeks, including an appearance in the opening segment of last week's Raw show, where they handed Michael Cole a VHS tape to play later on during the broadcast. And finally, WWE seemingly has broke another gate record over the weekend. WWE Money in the Bank 2024 is in the books, and there are a lot of talking points from an in-ring perspective. Solo Sikoa scored a pinfall victory over undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes in the show's main event. Sami Zayn successfully retained his Intercontinental Championship against Bron Breakker, and both Drew McIntyre and Tiffany Stratton won the Money in the Bank ladder matches. However, the event was an even bigger success outside of the ring, as WWE has officially announced that Money in the Bank 2024 became the highest grossing company arena event in Canada in company history. With the 2024 event setting new records for the company, WWE President Nick Khan had this to say, saying, quote, "Weekends that bring visitors en masse to our host cities play an important part in our planning process. The results are a testament to our superstars, our creative team, led by Paul Levesque, our media and production team, led by Lee Fitting, and most importantly, our fans who both attended and created our massive viewership." Over 45,000 fans filled the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto for Money in the Bank, as well as NXT Heatwave and the July 5th edition of SmackDown, and also the Sami Zayn and Friends Do Toronto Comedy Show on July 4. Viewership for Money in the Bank was also up by 46% from last year's record-setting event in London, England, and merchandise sales were also setting new records compared to the 2023 event. Now, despite all of the in-ring action, the biggest talking point coming out of Money in the Bank was the news that John Cena will officially hang up his boots as well as his hat, jorts and wristbands in 2025. Cena announced that 2025 will be his final year as an in-ring competitor for the company. Many people originally thought that he would be retiring at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, but it was later confirmed that he intends on retiring from wrestling in December and actually wrestling from January until December of 2025. Cena's announcement made international news, given his star power both inside and outside of the wrestling business, to the point that his retirement news amassed a total of over 65 million views across all social media platforms within 24 hours, according to WWE's PR team. This makes Cena's news the most viewed social segment WWE has had since WrestleMania 40 in April, which Cena was also a part of as he made a cameo appearance in the main event match between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. WWE will conclude its trip to Canada with the July 8th edition of Raw, which is set to take place at the Canadian Tire Centre in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. The company will return to the United States for the July 9 edition of NXT and the July 12 edition of SmackDown, the latter of which takes place in Cena's home state of Massachusetts at the DCU Centre in Worcester. All of these shows will begin the build-up to the upcoming SummerSlam PLE, which is set to take place at the Cleveland Browns Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio on August 3rd. But there you go, guys. Latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.